This is Lesson 1, Getting Started with Access 2019. In this lesson, you will become familiar with the general capabilities of Microsoft Office Access, and will get familiar with the user interface by working with a completed version of the database you will develop. In this lesson, you will launch Microsoft Access and open a database, use tables to store data in a Microsoft Access database, use queries to combine, filter, sort, and group data from one or more tables, navigate and edit data using forms, use reports to output data from an Access database, and use Access help and set configuration options. So starting on page 2 with topic A, launching Access and opening a database. Microsoft Office Access 2019 provides tools to structure and organize your data. The first step in mastering Access is to get comfortable working with the Access user interface. You might think of data as a precursor to knowledge. Without any organization to it, raw data is not especially useful. But once data has been meaningfully structured and organized, as in a database application, it emerges as information. That is, something that informs. Likewise, when information is further analyzed and processed into a model that can be applied in a useful way, it becomes knowledge. So Access is an application that enables you to create and manage a database. And a database is just a collection of data that's organized so you can efficiently store, retrieve, analyze, and present information. Data in a database typically models or records real-world information. You might use a database to store records of assets or inventory, customer information, sales transactions, maintenance schedules, statistical data, quality measures, and so on. In fact, virtually any sort of information that can be entered into a computer can be stored in a database. So basically just a collection of information. So sometimes people may think either you have to use Access or Excel, like one or the other type deal, and that's not necessarily the fact. So if you have Access on your computer, you more than likely, have Excel as well. Although Excel is generally geared more toward working with numbers than mixed data, and mixed data would be numbers and text, many people use Excel for data management tasks. Excel can handle some database tasks such as filtering, sorting, searching, and reporting. On the other hand, you can use Access for tasks that are traditionally in the realm of spreadsheet programs, such as accounting tasks, analytics, and charting. It's not surprising that Excel and Access share capabilities, as they have been part of the same software suite for many years and have been designed to work well together. Access is part of the Microsoft Office suite, so deciding whether to use Access or Excel doesn't have to be an either-or decision. You can use the tools in combination, and many users do just that. You might choose Access over Excel for specific database management tasks because Access is optimized for database management. It generally performs more quickly and can support larger sets of data than Excel. It's designed to manage complex relationships between separate lists or tables of data. It provides better support than Excel for data input validation, and that's enforcing the correct form or values of data. It's generally better suited than Excel to work with mixed data. Again, that's data that is not just primarily numeric. It provides extensive support for report generation. It can support multiple user databases, and it provides good integration for use as a front-end development tool for enterprise databases. So Access 2016 databases are stored in files similar to the way that Microsoft Word documents and Excel spreadsheets are stored as files. Access files have a .accdb file extension. When you save a database file, if you don't provide the file extension, Access will add it for you. So those of you that were with me through Word, we saw that the extensions for those files were .docx, Excel.xlsx, PowerPoint was .pptx, and now our access files, we have .accdb, which stands for obviously Access Database. As you enter data, Access automatically saves your changes when you move to another record. However, when you change the design of tables, queries, forms, and other objects, you need to save those changes by hitting your File tab and selecting Save. Alright, so I'll show you how to open up a database that you have saved to your computer. So right now I'm on my Windows desktop, and I'm just going to double click my Access 2016 icon. This launches the application. It brings us to our welcome screen. To the left, you'll see any databases that you've recently accessed. If you haven't opened any, this will be left blank. And you can see down at the bottom, I have a link for Open Other Files. If I click this, then I can navigate through my computer where to open a file. So I would hit my Browse button, navigate to my home drive, access Part 1. Then these are broken down by chapters. So Lesson 1 is titled Getting Started with Access. So any files that I was looking for through here would be saved here. All right, I believe in the activity you're going to be using Inventory Database. So I just select it and click Open, and then it loads that file for you.
The first activity will just be some questions that are listed in your textbooks, so you don't have to open this particular database just yet. Remember that these lesson videos are just for you to watch, so we'll go through later on in future activities of exactly what you will be opening. So don't open this necessarily just yet. It was just to show an example. So your next video will be just going over 3 questions in your textbooks, and that is Activity 1.1 on page 5.